With Christmas coming up, I wanted to make some handmade toys just to give out as gifts to some of the kids in our family. The nice thing about this is you can make these for any occasion, birthday, just because, whatever you want. It's made out of all scrap wood. It's an easy project to make, and it's an easy weekend build. Let me show you how I built this so you can make some of your own. I went around the shop and grabbed scraps from previous builds. That way I could look through them all and decide just what fit this project right. Then I printed a picture out to use as a stencil. Now the cuts would be a little too drastic, so you can see I'm going and kind of rounding them over just a bit and adding on some feet where I'll put the wheels. Then I just do a rough cut around, and I'm going to use some adhesive just to attach it. In the future, I would use a lot less adhesive just because it's not needed and it's rather hard to get off. To start off, I go over to the drill press and I drill out each of the areas where it's going to kind of go around a curve. And I drill out all the areas that have a bit of a curve. It'll just have a nicer look than if I started out on the bandsaw and tried to make that sharp of a corner. This will make more sense as I move on. Next, I moved over to the bandsaw, and here I'm just cutting along the lines. I'm actually trying to leave just a small gap so that I can sand exactly to the line. Not really a hard process, it's pretty easy, just a lot of maneuvering just to get the right angles in there. Now, if I had a smaller blade on the bandsaw, it would be able to make a lot sharper of turns, but it's a lot of work to change the blades on this, and I just didn't feel like doing it. So I'm making do with what I have, and I'll be cleaning it up with the sander anyway, so I'm really not that concerned. The angles are something to think about when you are deciding on your design. So you want to pick something that has rather large curves around it, not a lot of sharp points. Now I'm going back over to the drill press, and I'm just going to drill out for the wheels. You could do these drilling parts with a hand drill. I just prefer to use the drill press because it's very accurate, goes in straight, and I have one, so I might as well use it. And now over to the spindle sander. Now again, you do not need a spindle sander for this. You could totally do this by hand. It wouldn't even take that long because this is a pretty small project. But essentially what you want to do here, you just want to round over all of the edges, making sure to not be showing any of the marks from cutting. I switched out the drum on the spindle sander just for a smaller one so I could get in those tight, small areas of the beak and the neck, some of the other areas that I needed to clean up. The best thing about this project is it's quick and you get this great creative handmade toy. Now the hardest part of this whole thing was the wheels. My blade, as you can see, must have been a little bit dull because it's really burning the wood as it goes through. And then the worst problem I had was as I did the second one, or maybe it was the third, it actually got stuck in the bit, and oh my gosh, it was such a chore trying to get it out. So what I did for the rest is I drilled halfway through the board, then flipped the board over and drilled through the other half just so that it wouldn't get stuck up there in the bit. Now for sanding, I put all of the wheels on one screw, just attaching them all in there. Then I went back over to the drill press. You could probably even find a way to attach this to your hand drill and sand that way, but just be careful. And then with it going, I just took the sandpaper, essentially like you would sand a project on a lathe, and the sanding was just so easy. It was even. I didn't risk making any of the wheels not round anymore, but also got it really sanded up. So I just attached them from the screw and we were ready to move on. Now onto sanding the outside of the duck. So first I just sanded off what I could of the piece of paper. Now, since I used so much adhesive, there was a lot of residue left over. You can see it there. And no matter how much I tried, I just could not get the stickiness off. I went over and used mineral spirits and it totally removed that gooey, gummy residue. So if you end up in the same situation, just pull out some mineral spirits and it comes right off. Even off my hands and my nails, as you can see. And now to the hand sanding. So I just went along and I hand sanded all of the edges just so that they weren't sharp. Since this will be a kid's toy, I wanted to make sure that all the edges were rounded over just a little bit. And I'm just touching up any areas as well. All right, just like I do with the cutting boards, I'm getting it all wet just to raise the grain. If you don't do this step, the minute it gets wet, your toy is going to feel rough and just not look as polished and clean as really your project should look. If you're spending so much time making something like this, you want it to look good for a long time. Raise that grain and let it dry. Then continue on with your sanding, 220 and up, and then it will hold in that nice finish that you've put on. Now moving on to gluing in the wheels. So I started off by first attaching the glue onto 2 of the wheels. Now this is a little bit tricky because you want enough glue to hold those wheels on tight. However, you don't want too much glue, otherwise it can potentially get onto the duck, and if you glue the wheels to the duck, it will no longer turn. One thing I should point out is I made these wheels 1.5 inches. I didn't want them, if they came off, to be a choking hazard, so I made them plenty big. Just things that you need to think about when making a kid's toy. Now I used some scrap wood there, as you can see, just to hold it away from the duck a bit. I want to make sure that there's a little bit of space in between the wheels and the duck, so that will make sure that I have that. And you can see that the dowel sticks through the other side of the wheel, and that's just fine. I will sand that down after it's dry. I go back over and I just sand the wheels flush so that the dowel is no longer sticking out either side. And now it's time for the mineral bath. By doing a mineral oil soak, it really gets that oil in and penetrates the wood. So this will continue to look nice for years down the road. I also put on Odie's oil and buffed that in just to give it some extra protection and make sure that it's going to keep looking nice. I also like that the Odie's oil does not look shiny. It actually has a matte finish, and that's kind of what I like on a lot of my projects. Both the mineral oil and the Odie's oil are food safe, so it's totally fine if some kid ends up putting this in their mouth. So if you're looking for a gift for somebody in your family or a good friend, why not make them something handmade? It'll only take you a weekend. It's small, simple pieces of wood, so it won't cost you a whole lot. And you can even go online and find your own design and your own picture that you want to use. Yeah, say action. Action! And that's a wrap for 2020.